Okay, so, Chelsea. The first video that I've got to say, change of manager. As everybody knew, Rafael Benitez left the club and they got a new manager in. I'm sure you all know by now, it's Jose Mourinho, the special one, although now he wants to be called the happy one or something. Not too sure where we actually stand on that, what we're calling him now, but great manager to have back in the Premier League. I was also reading something the other day that said he cried when he learnt he hadn't got the United job, so maybe just starting to show he has emotions in there as well. But anyway, getting onto their transfer window performance, they brought in some very good players this year. I'm looking at the likes of Andre Schürrle, Marco van Ginkel, Samuel Eto'o, Christian Atsu. All of those players are really going to help the team. I've just left a few out of that list. The first one, Mark Schwarzer, good signing. If I just go, I think he is going to be, he's obviously there to provide backup for Cech. If Cech gets injured, Chelsea are going to need a top keeper to replace him with. Mark Schwarzer, clearly they think he's that person. Also, from Mark's point of view, I think he's just doing it as a last hurrah, a last payoff. It's maybe a chance for him to cool down his career slightly, because I think he's like 38, 39 years old now, so getting to retiring age, and obviously at Chelsea he's going to be able to earn a little bit more cash than usual maybe, and just sort of run down and let his career come to a stop quietly, out of sight of everyone else, unless Cech gets a big injury, in which case he'll be back in for ages. Moving on to Schürrle again, brilliant player. Moved in from Bayern Leverkusen for 18 million quid, I believe it says here, 18 million quid. I've got notes down there, by the way. He moved for 18 million, and brilliant player. He's another one of those German, quite small, extremely quick players who will absolutely rush up and down the wing all match and give you 110%. To bring him into the Chelsea team, big kudos to them for convincing him to come, because I know plenty of other teams were chasing him as well. Talk about players they've let go. Yossi Benayoun, Florent Malouda, Paulo Ferreira, Ross Turnbull have all left the club on permanent transfers. Now that's clever from Chelsea, because all of those players are over 30. All of those players weren't playing last season. All of those players maybe had too much voice in the dressing room, and that's something that I know Jose Mourinho doesn't like. So shipping those players out was obviously important for him, and he managed it. But I think what's even more impressive is if we look at the players they've let go out on loan. If I look at my list here, it says they've let Tobias Koutaris go out on loan for a third season to Atletico Madrid. That's important because he is turning into an absolutely brilliant goalkeeper. And I believe if Cech continues the way he's been going, when Koutaris comes back at the end of this year to Chelsea, because I don't think he'll go for a fourth year, Cech will have just declined enough for Koutaris to be the #1 goalkeeper. So he's played it cleverly, Koutaris, and Chelsea themselves have played it cleverly, letting him go out to a club, to a big club, where he's going to get games. And Atletico Madrid have played it cleverly as well, because it means they haven't had to sign a big goalkeeper for many years. If I keep going, Marco Marin has gone to Sevilla. That's another good move, because he wasn't getting games for Chelsea and they signed him for 12-13 million quid. That's a lot of money. He's another one of those German youngsters who's small, quite quick, good on the ball. He can develop into a really good player for them. Just needs match experience at the top level. Sevilla can give him that, because they're not too... their squad isn't too deep in midfield. So that's a good move. Oriol Romeu. Now he came into the Chelsea team when Andre Villas-Boas was the manager and played really well. But then he got an injury, he started going downhill, and he didn't really play last year for the team. Which was, it was sad, because he's another one of the Barcelona youth products who you just know are going to grow up to be brilliant footballers. Obviously see him as maybe a Busquets or a Xavi of the future. But those are big words. Looking at Wallace, he came straight in and went out on loan to Inter Milan because he couldn't get a work permit. Damn you, UK government laws. Christian Atsu went on loan. That was part of the deal with Marco van Ginkel. Van Ginkel's a very hard-working, very good City midfielder who can also attack, similar to Yaya Toure, but not quite at the same level yet. But Atsu came in from Porto and went out on loan to Vietnamese Armen as part of the Van Ginkel deal. That was a good move from them. Moses went out to Liverpool on loan. Again, same as what I've said already, he's going to get experience. Chelsea aren't going to play him. It's going to work out for everyone. I think that move will become permanent at the end of this year. And Lukaku's gone to Everton. Not sure about that one because Chelsea, they signed Etu for free. Good deal. But he's over 30 now. They've got Demba Ba. They've got Fernando Torres. Those two clearly aren't the best strikers in the Premier League. And Lukaku could really have given them something of the Drogba that they haven't had since that man left, obviously. But apart from that, there's one player I've missed out so far. William, depending on who you are and how you pronounce it. They stole him from Chelsea. Apparently he was half an hour from signing a contract with Tottenham to go there for £30 million. And Chelsea at the last minute, Roman Abramovich called up the owner of Angie Clubber, that I can't pronounce, and said, don't sell him to Tottenham, sell him to us. And so now he's a Chelsea player. I think he's going to do really well. Is he worth 30 million? Maybe not. I would have probably only paid 20, 25 at the most for him. But he's still going to do well. He's still going to create chances for them down the left. Overall, good transfer window for Chelsea. Really excited to have Mourinho back in the league.